Hi everyone, this is Chandrani Sinha. I'm an independent journalist and I'm working out of Northeast since past 9 years. So today I'm here to talk on how journalism helps in conservation and how journalism helps in creating a better dialogue in conservation and wildlife. So here we go. So basically, what is journalism? So if we have to understand journalism, we have to understand the importance of news. So news is a part of the communication that keeps us informed of the changing events, issues, and the characters in the world outside. So it may be interesting or even entertaining. The foremost value of news is in the utility to empower the informed. So who are the informed? We are the informed people. So the more we feed ourselves with information, our brain uh, tell us like we are the most we are the most empowered people. Like the more information, we are more empowered. So why journalism? The purpose of the journalism is thus to provide the citizen with the information they need to make the best possible decision about their lives, their communities, their societies, and their government. So this is what the journalism does. So, but to understand it more, like I will be talking more about the job of the journalist. The value of the journalist is flows from this purpose to provide people verified information that can make better decision, and its practice the most important, which is a systematic process, a discipline of verification. The journalist used to find not only just the fact, but everything about the truth behind the facts. So, merely engaging in a journalistic activity, like if you someone is clicking a picture of a fire outside the house and putting it in a blog of its own, so it doesn't solve the purpose. The main purpose of doing it should be something which is very distinctive in nature, and it's called the act of the journalism. And the act of the journalism is to s- because of the end result. So we want to see the end result of the journalism, and which makes the journalism effort complete. The journalist always plays the public above. This is the nature of the journalist, and so it has a certain method to do it. So the fundamental foundation of journalism, which is a discipline of verification, and together and access what he or she finds. So coming back to the main topic, like how journalism helps in conservation. So why environmental journalism helps in conservation? So mainly it is a bridge between the government and the beneficiaries, between the government and the non-governmental institution, and between our country and the other country. So it's basically the bridge which complements the effort of creating an information sharing system. Information through storytelling, information through fact sharing, information through videos and different modes of communication. So, why do we need more narrative among communities? So, engaging with the local people is clearly a key component to any strategy to resolve wildlife, uh, the man, the man-animal conflict. After all, the local people who are experiencing the cost of living alongside the wildlife, and hence those most likely to kill wildlife legally, maybe it's legal or illegally. If the forest communities are granted a stake in the benefits of conservation, things could be better. Beside local communities, also include the local journalists. Here comes the importance of the local media, because these are the people who have the immediate access of information and the access to visit those communities. So the importance of local media is very much important in wildlife conservation. So it is they who start investigation about the environment cases in the communities. It is they who start the question of the existing local people and the wildlife managements. It is they who start creating the awareness among the communities and act as the intermediaries, building communication breaches between the government and the local communities. So that's the power of local media, actually. So before anything else, I think we should talk more about the local communities, media, the awareness, and the power of storytelling. So, coming to the power of storytelling, so here I want to give an example of a story which I wrote long back, I think in 2014-15. So, this was a story for a national media, and it was a story on the Naga Lens Angami tribe. So, basically, hunting is a second nature of Angami tribe, and it was a story of one legendary hunter who put down his arms and built a wildlife sanctuary in Konoma. So this is the story. So I want to discuss about this story, and it's the best example of how conservation and journalism and storytelling can be a part, act together, and how it helps in bringing more local awareness, bringing community attention in understanding the importance of conservation and the importance of wildlife. So, basically, while I was talking to this man on whom I have written this story, his nature was like everything, each and everything which moves we want to taste, we want to know how it tastes. So this was the exact word which he told me during the interview. So his name was Michael Sophie, and he with his very unapologetic response, um, on how Naga people and why Naga people hunt, he told us that. So Sophie was the top pick of any expedition, not only because he was skilled hunter, but also because he could be counted among the storyteller during dark nights and endless wait. He was also considered to be a lucky charm since his presence would almost guarantee the team their prey. Sophie and his tribe of egg huntmen would trigger an exodus of wild animal as soon as they would enter the jungle. They would ape the wild calls of animal, birds, track them, patiently stake them out, and then in a swift practice rhyme go in the hills and kill them. So the story was something about why Sophie has stopped killing animals, and it was something like he was a very well skilled, and he used to hunt animals like the deer, wild boar, monkey, and the very endangered gray-bellied wild tragopan. So Konoma is famous for wild tragopan, which is the national bird, and it was once upon a time it's the brink of extinction. So now, when Sophie has put his gun down, because in one such moment he thought that no, hunting is not the way. He had a calling, like inner calling, and he was a Christian, and he connected it with his spirituality, and he thought that God doesn't want him to hunt more, and he has put his gun. And when he saw a baby monkey, uh, whose mother was a prey of Sophie, and clinging to the mother and begging him for mercy, after seeing the scenario, he thought of leaving hunting forever, and also try to make his tribemen understand that hunting is something which is not good for their community, and they should stop it, because otherwise their next generation will not see uh, any wild animal in their forest. So the forest land will be empty. So this is a story which, if I share with the local people, the people from where the community from where Sophie belongs, so this is very close to their heart. They will understand that, uh, yeah, this is the scenario in how one goes for hunting, the nature of hunting, and the importance of conservation. Because yes, it's true that if they start killing everything on its way, one day will come when they will see no animals, no birds, no chirping birds surrounded surrounding them, nothing at all. So this created a question mark in the community. And when all the people, all the senior members in their community, they came out, they supported Sophie, and it was a great success. So we need more successful story to be narrated rather than putting information in the name of data, uh, 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 and more numbers. Like these are fine. Like when we are trying to create a bridge between the government, where we are giving facts, figures of it, and that's how the data journalism works. So it's fine. But when you want to connect to a community, when you try to explain a community, so I think the solution angle should be in the story. So which will help in creating a hope among the people that yes, that community, a community which is next to us, is doing so. And what's the requirement of the awareness, but a requirement of saving the environment, um, uh, eh, uh, does to a community, and why should we do that? So more organizations are working to the benefits of the environment. In addition, more people are becoming aware of what the repercussion of the single use of plastics, for example, products like plastics and non-degradable stuffs are. So more information is being circulated on a way that we know that the single-use plastics and all, like, they are not very healthy. But if you think otherwise, like if you twist the story, that everyone writes about the ill effect of plastics, everyone talks about like how plastic is causing ocean pollution, um, how plastic takes years and decades to degrade, and thus the soil fertility get reduced and the atmosphere gets harmed by it. But if we talk about local communities, indigenous communities who are trying to save their villages, save their communities from plastic, the kind of stories related to it, the perspective towards it, I think it sets a better uh, uh, kind of stories than the plain, unblended stories what we see or read in most of the media platform. So I think a story which has a more solution angle, stories which are people to people stories, which are universal, like the stories which is from the heart. I think this kind of story should be more relevant in bridging the gap between the conservation and the environment. So here I want to end my talk and saying that we need more narrative in the field of conservation. We need more environment journalists, and we should create an atmosphere for both. Um, Create an atmosphere for journalists to understand environmental journalism, to understand the nuances of it, and also if we can aware the local journalist and bring the local media attention, trying to explain them and put workshop like and create a workshop to make them understand and aware of the importance of why environment and conservation is something which they should understand, and they should start writing more and more about it. I think this will help us. And also, if the researchers, if there is if we can create a bond between the researchers and the lab talks, the jargons which the researchers used in their scientific research paper, if we can work together, combine together our efforts, and we can do stories together to explain and give a broader perspective to the story. So I think we should bridge the gap between the scientist and the journalist, because that's how it will be effective on ground. Thank you so much for listening to me.